Hello everyone, Mr. Stevens here. Today we're going to be looking at plotting linear relationships and specifically using a table of values to plot linear relationships on a number plane. So the three things we're going to be focusing on today is choosing an appropriate set of x values to use in our table of values. Then we're going to substitute our x values in to calculate our y values. And then once we have a set of points, we're going to plot them on a number plane and join them with a straight line. So, something we need to remember before we get too far into this lesson, we're going to see these words rule, formula used a bit in this unit, and what we mean is that's an equation connecting two or more variables. And for us, those variables are often going to be x and y. Our equations are going to look something like this. Just remember, when you see the word rule or formula, this is what we're referring to. And I want you guys to make some kind of note to remind yourself of that. And the other thing we need to remember is that when we have a straight line graph, which is what we're going to be dealing with for most of this unit, we use this special word linear to describe it. I also want you to make a note of that. You could even just write down both of these sentences and include an example of an equation. Right, once you've done that though, I'm going to do this example, so I don't want you to worry about writing anything down. This is how we use a table of values. We take our x values that we've chosen, and this is a good set. You won't really go wrong if you start from -3 and go up to 3. Sometimes using the 3's can be unnecessary and we might start at 2. But you want a good spread of values starting in the negatives and going into the positive. Once we've chosen our x values we're going to use, one at a time we take our x values and we substitute them into our equation. So we end up with this. Y equals 2x times -3 minus 1. And we just have to figure out what this is. -3 times 2 is -6. -1 is -7. Now, we've calculated what y equals, so we put it down here as the y value that goes with an x value of -3. And we just have to continue this process. Instead of -3, we put in -2, work it out, put in -1, put in 0, and continue all the way up the table. I'm not going to do each one because I have already worked these out, so I'm just going to write down the answers here. But what you would do to find these numbers is you would follow the process here. Okay, and now we have all our points. We can plot them on our Cartesian plane. I'm not going to start with -3, -7 because my number plane only goes up to -5. I'm going to start with -2, -5. Put a point here. -1, -3. Put a point here. 0, -1. +1, +1. 2, 3, and then 3, 5. And once I've put my points on, I'm going to join them all up with a straight line. Now, you might have noticed here that it was a bit unnecessary to plot all of those points. After you've done the first 2, maybe even 3 just to be short, you have enough to make a straight line from there. You don't necessarily have to plot every single point before you draw a straight line. But it's a decent idea to just have a quick check that one of these points is actually on the line. And in our case it is, so we're fine. Alright, I want you guys to have a go with this equation and this table of values. Pause the video, have a go at it yourself, and when you come back I will show you how to do it. Alright. Same process. We take our x value, we substitute it into the equation. and then we simplify. 2 times minus 2 is minus 4. Minus 4 minus 4 is minus 8. That's our y value. Then we go again with minus 1. Minus 2 minus 4 is minus 6. That goes in here. And we continue until we have a handful of points. Now we take our points and we start plotting them. Minus 2 minus 8. Minus 1 minus 6. 0 minus 4. Now that's 3 points. That's enough for me to do my line. And just make sure 2 0. 2 0. It's on the line. We've done it correctly. So yeah, you should be comfortable with choosing a set of x values for our table of values, substitute in x, calculate y, and then plot the points that you've calculated. After you've done the textbook questions, you should be able to do all of these 3 things comfortably. Thanks, guys.